everyone. How are you? Welcome to a Monday. I hope that your Monday is off to a great start. Happy first day of the work week. I know that my Monday is awesome right now, and I hope that yours will stay awesome as well. I know it's Monday, and you probably need an extra cup of coffee to keep yourself going, but just think at all of the possibilities of today. Well, if you guys are ready to get started with this Monday motivation, let me begin with a few of my housekeeping tips as well as my introduction. But first of all, I'd like to say hello to all of my newbies here. Julio Labrasia, I think it said, and one other person, thank you so much for sharing your first day on Periscope with me here. So let's do some housekeeping first. There are no rules really in my scope other than one, we are very mindful of each other. We watch our language. We don't say things that could be construed as offensive. So I ask that you respect each and every person in the scope, including myself. Number two, I want you to know that you are part of my community. You guys are more than just an audience or more than just followers. You're my community, and that's why we have the rule of respect, because we want everyone in here to be happy and respected. Now, just in case you don't know who I am, let me take a moment to introduce myself. My name is Dr. Angela Chester. I am a pastoral counselor and Christian empowerment coach in the beautiful cities of Long Beach, California, and in Hampton, Virginia. Now, as a pastoral counselor, that means that I am an ordained minister that is also a mental health practitioner. As a mental health practitioner, hello! How are you, Danielle? I'm so glad that you are here. Thanks so much for joining me for this Monday. Hey, hey! So as a pastoral counselor, it means that I am an ordained minister that is also a mental health practitioner. That means that we have been trained not only to assist you with your spiritual development, but also with your mental health. I absolutely love what I do, and I enjoy being able to share with you here on Periscope. Now, as a Christian empowerment coach, that's kind of what I do on Wednesdays with Wednesdays in the Word. I teach you how to take the Word off the page, like how not just to read your Bible, but how to make it a part of your day-to-day living. Now, others of you may know me from Daily Spark TV that airs on the Spirit Channel in Northern Virginia and in Washington, D.C. Thank you so much for that. Little side note, Daily Spark TV is now also available. The online version is now available on Roku. You can go to Roku and add the channel Daily Spark TV. Some people would also say use the access code, whatever verbiage you want to use there. But it's Daily Spark TV. Now, others of you know me from Daily Spark with Dr. Angela that airs in Atlanta as well as in Central City. Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. I really and truly appreciate you. So thank you. However you are following what I am putting out, I appreciate each and every time you tune in. I am very grateful for that. But it is Monday, and on Monday we get fired up about this work week. We get fired up about being successful. We get fired up about being an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, about being a mompreneur, about being the best employee of the week and of the month. Hey, hey, everybody. So let's go on and get fired up about these quotations. Now, one more thing, if you haven't already done so, you see those three little dots down there? I call them my Perry Ushers. Please make sure you tap on them. And one, make sure that you are following me so you can get this Monday motivation. Two, you can get Wednesdays in the Word. And three, I share any church services where I am attending and or preaching for that Sunday. So make sure you do that. But number two, share this out with your audience, with your followers, with your community, so they can get fired up for this Monday. So if you are ready, let's begin. 5 quotes to get you inspired. Number 1 is, you can't change how people feel about you, so don't try. Just live your life and be happy. You can't change how people feel about you. So don't try. Just live your life and be happy. Now, I love the follow-up quotes that go along with that. It's how people feel about you is more so a reflection on who they are, about how they feel about themselves. Now, sometimes people will say, well, Dr. Angela, you're always so happy, so bubbly. That's kind of corny. Is it? Or is it that you just haven't figured out how to enjoy your life? You haven't figured out how to tap into your happy centers and look at the positive as opposed to the negative. Now, don't get me wrong. I realize the things that are not going as well as they should when it comes to any aspect of one's life. But at the same time, I don't have to so concentrate on illness or so concentrate on something that didn't come in according to the projection that we were looking for. There's a way that you can look at something and say, you know what? Let's say I projected 1,000 and we only did 800. But was that better than what the minimum needed to be of 500? Absolutely. So am I sad about that 800? No, not at all. Thank you so much. Not at all. Instead, I go, you know what? Great job, team. We came in above what our minimum was, but we didn't quite meet our goal. But let's high five everyone for the effort that we put in and the result that we got. So let's take what we're doing. Let's look at what we need to tweak and figure out how can we meet our projection next time. Let's keep striving, right? It's all about how you look at things. So you can't change how people feel about you. So don't try. Just live your life and be happy. Be the best you that you can be. Don't live down to someone's projection of you. Instead, live up to your own expectation of who you believe yourself to be. Number two, your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. Your life doesn't get better by chance. Your life gets better by change. Now, I really like this one because it's saying that your life doesn't get better by chance. Like, no one's going to come by and wave a magic wand over your life and things are just going to poof, be better. It means that you need to be involved in the change that you want to happen in your life. Do you want to drive a better car? Do you want to live in a better house? Do you want to send your children to a better school? Do you want to impact the number of people that you positively affect? Do you want to go from a podcast with only 1,000 listeners to 10,000 listeners? Do you want to go from one station to 4 stations? Do you want to go from a weekly show to a daily show? Do you want to be on TV? Do you want to be on satellite radio? Whatever it is, what is your goal? What is it that you are trying to do? That is not just going to fall in your lap. I hate to break it to you. I know. I hate to break it to you, but you are going to have to get out there and make it happen. That means that you're going to have to shake some hands. You're going to have to show up at some events. You're going to have to hire some people. You're going to have some late nights or some early mornings. You are going to have to do that thing, that part of your career that you may not necessarily like to do. Like, I don't necessarily like sales. I have people who do sales for me because that's something that I don't like. But when I first started off, guess what? Your girl had to get out there and do some sales because I wore so many hats. Now I'm in a position where I don't have to do that anymore. But why is that? Not because it was by chance. It was because I did the hard work, and once I did the hard work and built my business to the place where I was able to have someone, then it changed, and I no longer had to do that particular task that I didn't like to do. So remember, life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And I want for you, my friend, to get out there and live the best life that you possibly can. I want for you to be your best self. And I know that a lot of people say that, and it's like, what does that mean? I want you to be happy. I want you to be happy. Now, I'm not going to try to tell you that, hey, if you come up with this magic concoction, so if you drink 2 energy drinks a day and you spin around your desk 4 times and then you listen to The Wave or you listen to K-Love, that life is just going to be awesome. No, there's not any little special formula. It's about figuring out what needs to be done in each of our individual lives to make it the best that it can possibly be. One of the things that I need to live my best life is that I need my family around me. I need for my family to be a part of my life. I don't need to see them every now and again. I need to see them more times than not. I need to have Sunday dinners with them. I need to go to the movies with my sister. I need to have girl time with my cousins. I need to have all of them around me. Why? Because we are achievers. And because we are achievers in our various fields, we're able to bounce that energy off each other. We're able to look at each other and go, girl, I just saw you on the news the other day. High five. Great job. And we can celebrate each other's achievements. I just had a family member that became director at a university in the field that she wants to be in. Not my field at all, but it's her field. So you know what? Yay! Good job! And you can celebrate each other and you can be happy in each other's achievements. But I know that she got that position not by chance, but by change. She did what she needed to do to make sure that she had the education. She made sure that she had the resources. She made sure that she talked to the right people and let them know that she wanted the position. When it became available, because of her hard work, she was rewarded for her hard work with the position that she wanted. That's what I'm talking about. You have to go out there and you have to make it happen. And I think you understand what I'm saying. Number three, are you ready? Wealth is not about having a lot of money. It's about having a lot of options. Wealth is not about having a lot of money. It's about having a lot of options. Now, some people say, absolutely not, Dr. Angela. Wealth is all about the money. Well, you know what? You can be wealthy in so many things. You can be wealthy in spirit. You can be wealthy in health. You can be wealthy in finances. You can be wealthy in wisdom. You can be wealthy in a host of various categories. The goal is to have the wealth, to have the knowledge, to have the resource, to have the options that can be afforded to you so that you can be that change. Alrighty, so when we look at wealth, wealth is subjective to the person in which you're speaking to. For someone who has lived in another country, that here in the United States we would refer to them as a third world country, right? So they live so far below even our poverty line that we can't really understand their level of poverty. So when they come to the United States, and let's say that they're still living at the poverty line, the U.S. poverty line, it is so much better than how they were living before. We can't wrap our mind around how they're happy with living at or below the poverty line. But it's better than they were doing before. Someone here that lives at the poverty line may say, I just want to own a 2-bedroom house. I just want to drive a car that runs and it's not always breaking down. I just want to be able to send my kids to a school where there are no metal detectors, or that they don't have to get patted down when they walk into their school. That is a wealth. That is living the dream for so many people. And if that's what being wealthy is for that person, then God bless them. Who are we to tell them that they are not wealthy? If you feel a sense of love, if every day when you wake up in your home, you feel love for the people that are there and the people there feel love for you, if you can go to work every day with a smile on your face and you know that you're about to have a happy day because when you get back, you're going to a family that loves you. If you're making dinner every day for your family or purchasing dinner for your family every day, and you guys are able to sit down at that table or sit in your family room and laugh and joke and enjoy a good meal, That's wealthy, my friends, because there's someone that's not able to have that experience. So let's stop limiting our wealth to just finances, and let's expand our understanding of what it means to be wealthy. Let's allow ourselves to think outside of the box and allow ourselves to have even more wealth in our lives by understanding that there is no limit on the wealth that you can possess. It is about the options and the opportunities that you have been given. Do you have an opportunity to be with your family tonight? Then you are wealthy. Do you have the option of working late or going home to a dog that loves you, to a human that loves you, or perhaps your family has gone on a trip and you could afford to send them there, but you may be going home to an empty home tonight. But there's a reason why. There's a particular reason why. But you're so proud of the efforts that you have done. Then you are living a healthy and wealthy life, my friend. And I'm so glad that you had the option of being able to do so. Now, we just had a lot of people come in the room, so I'm going to take an opportunity right here just to reintroduce myself and to say thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much from my heart. I do appreciate this. Now, it doesn't matter if you're watching this live or you're watching this on the replay, if it's on Roku or on Apple TV or perhaps even on Twitter. Thank you so much for joining me and spending your morning or your afternoon with me today. Welcome to my Monday Motivation. My name is Dr. Angela Chester. I'm a pastoral counselor and Christian empowerment coach. A pastoral counselor is someone that is able to not only assist you with your spiritual development, because we are ordained ministers, but we are also mental health practitioners. So it means that we're able to assist you with your mental health issues. I personally deal with anxiety, depression, PTSD, marriage counseling, pre-marriage counseling, and grief counseling. Those are the things that I do. Now, each pastoral counselor has the ability to choose what they specialize in or what they want to attend to. So if you are looking for someone who respects not only your mental health but also your faith, then look to see if there is a pastoral counselor in your area, which is different than just a Christian counselor. A pastoral counselor is also an ordained minister. Now, if you are looking for a Christian empowerment coach, then I can definitely help you there. That's more like a life coach that also has the layer of being a Christian. We're able to help you deal with the things that are going on in your life, but from a spiritual perspective. I personally take it just a little bit deeper, and I teach you how to not only read your Bible, but how to make your Bible, those scriptures, a part of your day-to-day living. So it's not just hearing a sermon on Sunday, but it's also being able to walk in your faith. Now, you guys know that I'm on radio and I'm on TV. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining me on those particular days, on those times. Thank you so much. I do appreciate your doing this, but I love being able to come here and share with you on Periscope as well. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. So whether it is good morning or good afternoon, thank you either way. If you want to know more about me, you can always go to drangela.chester.com. Now, many of you have asked me about planting a seed or giving a love offering. There's two ways. There's a couple of ways that you can do that. You can go to drangela.chester.com/partner, I believe it is, or go to drangela.chester.com, click on the partner tab, and you can decide how do you like to do there, or you can also use Cash App. And of course, it's Dr. Angela Chester on Cash App as well. Alrighty, so we are all caught up with our housekeeping. Let's go on and get back to this Monday motivation. Number four with our Monday motivation, and that is decide that you want it more than you are afraid of it. Decide that you want it more than you are afraid of it. Hey, Jonathan. Now, I absolutely love this particular one because there are so many times, especially as an entrepreneur, that we have to decide that we are going to walk in faith, that we're not going to walk by sight, right? We know that the numbers line up. The opportunity is there. We have the ability to do it because as an entrepreneur, as a mompreneur, as a solopreneur, you're not going to do something that your skill sets don't match up with anyway. So I usually don't have to remind you of that. But you see that this is an opportunity and the chance to do it works in your favor. So you have to decide to just go for it. You decide that you want it more than you are afraid of it. There are going to be some times where you're going to be uncertain about one of the 100 things that you need. It doesn't mean that you're not supposed to do it. If you can't tackle it, you hire someone who specializes in that. You hire someone who's good at the issue or the concern that you have. It doesn't mean that you stop the whole function, that you stop the whole event. Absolutely not. Learn to delegate. Do not allow yourself to be robbed of an opportunity to make a positive change in someone else's life simply because you don't know how to deal with one particular thing. There is a professional for just about everything that we need to have done nowadays. So learn how to use your money wisely and hire someone that can deal with that for you. Now, sometimes you are just trying to make a personal decision. You're trying to decide if you needed that. See, that is so awesome. There's always at least one quote for everybody, you know? And it's like, and I love doing this because it gets me fired up as well when I'm writing them down. So I love it. I'm so glad that you can enjoy that one. So sometimes even personally, we're trying to decide, you know, should I buy this car or should I buy this dress or should I send the kids to this particular school? You're going to have to make the decision. The best advice that I can give to you is, of course, you need to pray over it. Spend some time. Do some pros and cons. Give some numbers of priority to the particular thing that you're looking at. If something has a priority to you and it's a high priority, mark it down as such. So you're going to list all of the things for the two things that you're trying to decide upon. What are all of its amenities? What are all of its points? What are all of its things that it's going to offer to you, and give a priority to that thing. Now, when you line them both up, there's a way that you can decide, well, this one has more of my top priorities. Perhaps this is the best one. Now, again, if you're still stuck and you don't know how to come to a determination, you can always seek a coach for that particular thing, or you can speak to someone. If it's a business thing, you can always speak to a developer that does something in that field, and they can point out some pros and cons to what you're trying to do. There's always a professional that can help you. Now, here on Periscope, I'm not going to give you all the goods, you know. This is just a simple to kind of get you through with your day to day. Now, if you're looking to make some really hard decisions, that's when you would go to Dr. Angela Chester, click on that free consultation, and then we could speak more about what your particular issue or concern is. Number five, last but certainly not least, is if people aren't calling you crazy, you aren't thinking big enough. If people aren't calling you crazy, you aren't thinking big enough. Now, I know someone's like, well, Dr. Angela, I thought you didn't want anyone to call you crazy. Not that kind of crazy. I'm talking about calling you crazy, right? Because sometimes you have to think so big. You have to dream so big. You have to speak so big about what it is that you want to do, because that is the ultimate. That is the top of what you want to do. Let me tell you, people said I was crazy for wanting to go to California. California was a blessing. California was an awesome sauce. California helped me to become the person that I am. Now, I also know that being born and raised on the East Coast, that gave me a little bit of the flair that I have, definitely some of this drawl that I have, but at the same time, when I mix the two together, that is who I am. I had to be able to dream big. I had to be able to step outside of the box. I didn't do the norm. I didn't do what most people do, move to DC or move to New York or move to Chicago. Absolutely not. I did it big. I went 3,000 miles away and I chose to go to California, and I loved it. Now, it doesn't mean that just because I'm in one location that I'm not going to go back to the other location. Absolutely not. My goal is to have locations all over this great nation of ours. So for some people, that's going to sound nuts. Well, Dr. Angela, I can't imagine having an office in Chicago, an office in New York, an office in Miami, or, one in Seattle or wherever it is. It's like, why wouldn't I want to be able to service as many people as I possibly can? Why wouldn't I want to be able to spread the good news of the gospel to as many people as I possibly can? That is not something that frightens me. What frightens me is not being able to make a positive difference in someone else's life. What frightens me is being in the exact same place next year that I am right now. There should always be growth. There should always be something that you're moving towards. There should always be something that empowers you, that gets you fired up, that puts that little spark under you that says, you know what, this is what I'm fighting for, this is what I'm moving for, whatever it is. The same way that we see people that are fighting for social injustice, that's fighting for the freedoms of our nations, those people are always fired up about something, right? Because there's always something new coming up that needs to be advocated for. I want you to think the same way about your life. I don't want you to become complacent. I want for you to enjoy the things you have, but I always want you to be striving to be your best self. So have you given 100% on a particular thing you have? Great. What is the next thing that you could be doing? It doesn't have to be anything major. It doesn't mean you have to shoot for director. It doesn't mean that you have to shoot for being an entrepreneur. It doesn't mean that you have to shoot for being pastor of the church. Perhaps you just want to now be involved in missions, or you want to be involved in evangelism, or perhaps you just want to be a part of a different team. You want to go from just being an administrative assistant to being an executive assistant. It doesn't mean you want to be CEO of the company. You just want to be the next thing that you want to be. Perhaps you're just a mom of only one child and you want to be the mom of 3. Have a conversation with your husband. Plan that out and say, what is the best way that we can do this? Because this is going to bring joy into our lives and into our home. Map out what the next steps are for you. Some people, again, are going to cause you crazy. You want to have 3 kids in today's society? That's crazy. All I want is a dog or a cat or a fish. I don't even want any kids. Okay, that's appropriate for your life. It doesn't mean that it's appropriate for someone else's life. We have to start living our best. We have to start living at our peak. What is your 100%? What is your 100%? What is your 100%? Live that life, my friend. Live that life. Don't live someone else's 90. Don't live someone else's 60. Don't live someone else's 50% because they're afraid, because they don't know what to do, and they're trying to hold you back. They're trying to keep you in their little box. Absolutely not. I tell you right now, stand up, walk out, and walk into your best life. Go to your 100%. Go to your 110%, and you will see how happy you really and truly are, because you are living out your passion, you are living in your purpose, and you are making the best for yourself and for your family and those that you touch. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this particular Monday motivation, and no matter when you watch this, perhaps it's on a Tuesday, these are your Tuesday thoughts. But I hope that you have enjoyed this Monday motivation, and I want for you every morning to wake up, thank God for the gift of your life, and then I want you to remind yourself that you are ready, so let's go. Thanks, you guys. I hope to see you here back in a few days, God willing. Thank you, ma'am. God willing, on Wednesday for Wednesday in the Word, because we are in the Word on Wednesday. But if not, I will see you on Monday for Monday motivation. Be blessed, you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.